This is Joshua Hart for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by Adam Smith here, ringside at York Hall. Adam, it's not a GBM show without a little bit of carnage. I've just said the same to Izzy. We'll get the negativity out of the way. 11th hour, Daniel Dos Santos is taken unwell. Doctors said they weren't going to write him off to fight. The team decided it wasn't the best thing to do. Got in for Brad Rea, especially taking the fight on 3 days' notice. I've had Izzy's take on it. What was your take, if you can just describe that hour or so leading up to the eventual pullout?
I didn't know about it. I was commentating, so I didn't know. I just got the message through, and obviously it's absolutely gutting for everybody. It's gutting for Brad Rea most of all, who's come in and been brave enough to take an opportunity at short notice at a weight he's only becoming accustomed to. And yeah, look, he was... I mean, I spoke to him at length afterwards, and obviously he's very disappointed because he had a problem with the Saudi show as well, so he's had a really rough year, and it's tough. Shakan Pitters was here, and he was devastated about not being able to fight, and then Daniel Dos Santos twice now hasn't sort of turned up. It's all just a bit of a mystery and a bit unsavoury. It's a shame. Look. The reality is that if Daniel wasn't well enough to fight, like Daniel Dubois in Saudi, they don't fight. Health and safety must come first before anything. But it's gutting. And look, we're very, very fortunate to have had really good fights on anyway tonight, with Emma Dolan and Lauren Parker fighting for British and Commonwealth titles, and then the Battle of the Unbeatens with Tiernan Bradley and Ben Crocker. So we had three almost main events, and we were all arguing all week about what should be the main event, because I always thought that the Bradley-Crocker fight was the most interesting. And but yeah, very disappointing, but the show goes on, and that's the job of the promoter, just to dust yourself down and get on with it. Everyone at York Hall loved it tonight. There was a great atmosphere, there was some fantastic action, different stories, and unfortunately that was a rough one. But yeah, it seems to be a curse over the European light heavyweight title. I had Carl Davis here, who's a fighter I help, and he wanted to step in before Brad Rea got the job, but he was slightly overweight. And you know, when these opportunities happen and they get missed, it's tough for fighters, but it's a hard business. And I just said to Brad, keep yourself strong, keep yourself in shape, and the next one will come. And you never know when it is. Look at Josh Padley, look at Ishmael Davis, look at, if you keep yourself in nick, then you're listen, you're in a sport which is hard, but at least there are chances, opportunities and dreams out there, and they've just got to keep going. And unfortunately we got dealt a difficult blow tonight, but as with every other GBM show, we get on with it and we deliver what we can. I thought it was a fantastic event.
Well, you mentioned the show going on, and the show goes on for yourself. Announced today that you will be part of the DAZN broadcast team. First of all, congratulations on the role. Just excited to get going. A very busy schedule on DAZN as well.
Just very grateful, very excited to be part of a vibrant team in DAZN. I always count myself very fortunate to pick up a microphone. I wanted to be a commentator when I was 9-10 years old. I drove my parents mad on a little old dictaphone, and yeah, it's what I've always wanted to do. I was never any good at sport, so I always wanted to talk about it. I fell in love with boxing, and yeah, I'm just very grateful and blessed to be in an opportunity to do that. I'm very thankful to DAZN for giving me that chance. It's a great team, and very, very excited to be working with Frank and Eddie under one umbrella. Competition, great fights, great shows ahead. Yeah, what a time to join them. And yeah, the behind the cameras team and the obviously talent, the great people like Darren and Barry and Tony and Carl and everyone that I'm joining. I'm very, very lucky. I always say I'm very lucky to be alive after my cancer, and it's 2 years on, and I'm healthy and I'm happy, and yeah, just I want to get on with it. So yeah, really, really great times. Thank you.
Well, Adam, it's great to have you back, showing your face ringside, being at so many shows. Just want to get your take on a few of these big shows and big fights being spoken about. I think we've seen the news this week or back in the last week that the IBF have ordered Daniel Dubois to defend against Derek Chisora. A lot of mixed responses on the fight. What's your take on it?
Derek Chisora has been a phenomenon in British boxing for so long, and the last dance was the last dance, and it was number 50. Look, I don't. If Derek has a world title shot, he deserves it on his form. Would I like to see him going against a Dubois and a Usyk? Maybe not. I mean, it's tough. It's a hard one because he's got the personality and the popularity, and he'll believe he'll win, and he can maybe sell out Wembley like he says. But I would like to see him possibly fight someone like Dillian in a trilogy fight, and maybe that would be his fight to go out in the sunset. We love Derek. We all love him, and we want to see him go out in style, really. And I don't really want to see him maybe in a fight which he could get. Daniel Dubois is a tough fight. Derek will believe he can win it. There's the Don Charles story. There's obviously huge amounts, and it will get everyone and all of us there. But I think in an ideal world, I'd like to see Usyk fight Dubois or Parker, and I'd like to see Derek fight somebody like Dillian, maybe another, as his final fight, maybe at the O2. But he wants Wembley. He is a mandatory. He's got an opportunity, and he wants to try and make that happen against Daniel Dubois. And I'll never stop a fighter trying. We just want them all to be safe and sound, and health is the most important thing. And Derek's had a long career, but the people around him know him best, and they'll make the best decisions for him. I love him. I love watching him. He's been unpredictable. He's been fun. He was the first one to turn over the table. And we'll miss him when he's gone. We all love that ring walk, but we don't want to see him in a fight that maybe he can't win at this stage of his career. I'm not saying that is Daniel Dubois or Alexander Usyk or AJ, but he would start a heavy underdog, and I don't know. I'd like to see. I understand the mixed reaction because I think people care about Derek, but he's proved us wrong time and again. He pushed Usyk. He didn't win the fight, but he pushed him hard when they fought. So maybe he should fight Daniel Dubois. On form, beating Otto Wallin, and Wallin's a decent fighter. He did really well that night. So, look, it could happen, and if it does, we get behind it. But I'm not sure. I like maybe Usyk to fight Dubois, or Dubois to fight Parker, which never happened. There's a lot of other fights, but Chisora deserves a big last fight. What it is, we'll have to wait and see.
Sticking in the heavyweight division, Deontay Wilder has announced his comeback. He will be fighting June 27th against Jarrell Herndon. Again, a lot of mixed response to it. Speaking to Izzy on Wednesday, he's not the biggest fan of a Deontay Wilder return. Are you excited to see him back, or would you have liked to see him hang up the gloves?
Again, I love Deontay Wilder. We go back a long way. He's a friend of mine. The last couple of performances have been difficult for Deontay, but look, Malik Scott and the team will. That again, they'll make the best choices, and Deontay wants to come back, and he's coming back in a slightly strange way, and maybe we want to see him in one more big fight. The AJ fight has always been a fight that's been out there, and it's never quite happened. We haven't seen AJ against Fury, so we want to see Joshua back. I'd like to see Fury and Joshua. I'm not sure about Deontay. I don't quite know what I think yet. Maybe I want to see him and see how he does in that fight in June, and then maybe we assess it from there. But again, somebody I absolutely adore. He's done so much for boxing, and he's made a lot of money, but it's not about money. He won't want to go out like that, and they all want to go out on a great win or a great fight, and sometimes it's not possible. So I don't want any of these guys to go on too long, but we're not the people to tell fighters to retire, and I just hope Deontay is fit and ready and focused and gets the June date done, and then we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Wilder said that the Anthony Joshua fight isn't a possibility for 2025, but is a big possibility for 2026. Now, Wilder is 39 years of age, coming on 40, had a long career already. I think he's approaching 50 fights himself, just like Derek Chisora. Based on what we've seen from both AJ and Wilder as of late, how does a fight between them go 8 years on after it was first mentioned?
Everybody would watch it, like everybody would watch Fury and Joshua, Dubois and Joshua. Everyone will still watch. It's just a case of what direction fighters want to go in. As I said, I'd like to see Tyson come out of this sort of retirement. I'm delighted he's involved with Soccer Aid. I think that's amazing in June. But I'd like to see Tyson come back and fight AJ. As far as Wilder goes, look, if that fight ever happens, AJ and Wilder, I think a bit like Kell Brook and Amir Khan, you think one then the other all the way through. So who knows who'd win that fight? It will probably be a gunslinging shootout, which will be exciting. But again, for me, it's the health and safety and well-being of fighters beyond their careers, which is important too. So I don't like to see fighters go on too long, and but it's a difficult one because it's hard to say goodbye, and it's what they love, and if they could also make a lot of money from it, where do you stop? I mean, Hughie Fury, we saw tonight, and he's fighting because he wants to be a world champion again. Can he achieve it? I don't know, but he's going to have some big fights this year, and we'll see. I don't think he's fighting for money, for example. I don't think he needs to fight, but he wants it. So ambition changes, and a lot of those fighters are getting old now, and the young guns are coming through, so it's going to get harder. But we want to see Joshua back, we want to see Fury back, and we are seeing Wilder back. So the show goes on.
Absolutely. You mentioned Hughie Fury. A lot of talk has come this week about him versus Dillian Whyte. It's a big fight. It's sort of talked about to be in Galway on the GBM show. Imagine how big of a steal that would be for GBM to get such a big heavyweight fight on a GBM card.
Think about it. I love Ireland. The Irish fans are like no others. Kieran Malloy put on a stunning performance tonight. Maybe he will become the world champion that I thought he would be. I wasn't sure maybe last year, but I thought it was a really, really good display tonight. He's got huge support in Galway. If you added Hughie Fury and Dillian Whyte, and maybe DAZN help get involved with that, plus the rematch between Tiernan Bradley and Ben Crocker, well, we got a fight night for GBM that could rival many, so I'd love that. The end of June, I always go to Ireland anyway at the end of July. I go to West Cork, which I love, but Galway, end of June, all those fights on, I mean, we'd all be there, wouldn't we?
I would do a lot of things to be there. Just talking of Hughie versus Dillian, how do you believe a fight between them plays out?
I asked Dave Allen the same question tonight, and he said, I have no idea. He said, I don't know what either of them have got left. I think Hughie showed tonight that there's plenty of skills there. Dillian got the job done in Gibraltar. So look, it's a really good fight. Both of them are at different stages of their career. Hughie's had a lot of time out, so he's probably fresher. Dillian hits hard, and it's just a good fight, isn't it? There's so many that you could take out of that heavyweight pot and put together, and they'd all be really good. So yeah, it's another one I'd watch and hope to be there for.
And last one, we've seen the reports come out tonight. Fabio Wardley versus Jarrell Miller, supposedly. It's getting announced soon. Press conference on Monday, we believe. Brilliant fight. WBA interim heavyweight world title, and a homecoming, most importantly, for Fabio Wardley, Portman Road.
Have we got a date for it yet?
I believe June 7th, from what I've been reading. I think Dan Raphael reported it first, June 7th, or the Ring magazine.
I think that's right, because that's my mum's birthday. So maybe I can, she likes her boxing, so maybe I can bring her along. Fabio Wardley is a great guy. I had an event with him in Ipswich. What a super guy, and they love him there. Maybe we'll get Ed Sheeran as well. Portman Road, fantastic. June the 7th sounds great. Jarrell, big baby Miller, what a character. Yeah, I mean, it's another great night for the heavyweights, for DAZN, for Frank, and most importantly for Fabio.
Absolutely. Adam, thank you for your time. Look forward to catching up again soon. Cheers. Thank you, Adam.